An international philanthropic organization is asking for deliberate actions by cultural and religious leaders to check the spate of gender-based violence in the country. This, the organization says, is important in addition to making and enforcing laws and policies by political actors. The foundation's vice president, Mrs. Hilary Pennington, who addressed the media after a closed-door interaction with some religious and cultural leaders, commends the efforts made by the business community in stepping up the fight against the menace.
This is an issue that has been around as long as human history, right? And we have made shockingly little progress on it as a world. So I think the only thing to do is to keep trying. And there have to be laws, so that's a big, important win, the laws that have been put in place over these last decades. Enforcing those laws, having those laws is one thing, and enforcing them is another thing. And this is one of the reasons why we feel culture change is so important. In many, many places around the world, and I think here as well, if a woman, for example, is a victim of a domestic violence and she goes to the police, very, very often the police say, that's a domestic dispute, go back home. Again, it's not my job to police that in court. So I think slowly, those things are changing. And it is a reason why, I think across every important segment of the society, the business community, families, churches, communities of faith, and political leaders, we have to do more. I think one very exciting trend is the fact that the business community is stepping up to this issue. They see that there are women who work in their companies who are struggling with abuse and violence at home, and many of them are figuring out how to route pay to a woman in a way that can be in her own name.